Hey, we're back.
Oh, is
Good.
it Monday night already?
It is. It's a Monday night already. Yeah, exactly.
You
They
know, it's
come
funny
faster than
because
you think.
2 weeks seems like a long time, but it's not a long time.
No, no.
No,
Some
no, not
wise
when
man
you.
told me one time that life is like a roll of toilet paper. The closer to the end you get, the faster it goes.
Ooh,
Ooh,
that's dark and
that is
true.
dark. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're not getting any younger, so
Speaking of
that's
toilet paper, welcome to our podcast.
yeah, exactly.
Audio toilet paper for your
Yes, toilet
ears.
paper for your mind or your ears.
Toilet paper for your mind. Well, we're going to read not toilet paper, although these Which Way books
Speaking of toilet
aren't.
paper, these
Speaking
books,
of toilet paper, these Which Way books, they're
yeah.
not quite the same as Choose Your Own Adventures.
No, they definitely have a different feel. They have the same mechanics, but they just don't seem to have that same it factor that you get from the Choose Your Own Adventure books.
They are the GoBots
Yeah,
of,
they are.
of Choose Your Own Adventure books. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Your
They're the go.
grandma's like, I got you one of these Choose Your Own Adventures. And you're
It's
like,
only 99 cents.
this is Which Way books. It's not the same thing.
It's not. It's not.
I remember
But
for
yeah.
real, one day my grandma, we went to visit, and she's like, I got you one of those He-Mans. And it was like literally like one of those like rubber WWF figures you put your thumb in.
Oh, yeah, the LJN figures
Yeah.
or something like that.
Yeah, you
And
put
she's
your
like,
thumb in their rear end. It's like they're thumb wrestlers.
oh, they were the thumb wrestler. Oh,
The thumb
wow.
ones, yeah. Yeah.
She thought that
Yeah,
was a
you have
He-Man, huh?
I got you a He-Man. Like, that's not a He-Man.
Yeah, I mean,
It's a
can't
Macho
blame
Man.
grandmas for trying.
Yeah, exactly.
They tried. Well, well, you can if you're new to the podcast. Thank you
Ooh,
very much. Appreciate it.
thank you.
The way we
Thank you.
do these is every 2 weeks, every Monday night, we go through a choose your own adventure book or choose your own adventure adjacent type book. And
Yes.
then when we get to decision point, if you're in the chat, you can chime in, type in what you want us to do, and we'll go to that page and you decide the fate. Hence the
They all
name.
can't be winners.
No. Yeah, you can't always save the day. You can't always be a shark. You
You
can't
can't always be home in time for
time for
Christmas.
Christmas. Yes.
You
But
can't do those things.
9 times out of 10, we are an arrogant 9-year-old.
Who somehow knows how to crack secret spy codes
Yes.
and carries around a knife and a pen light everywhere you go.
Exactly. Or like we did last time in this book, solve money laundering cases when we're 9.
And you can't ever be a shark.
You'll never be a shark. I'm sorry.
It's not going to happen.
No, you'll be a Christmas ornament or a flying lantern, but you'll never be
I
a
will
shark.
see you be a Christmas ornament, damned for eternity, before I see you be a shark. You understand me?
Listen to me now.
That's the weirdest like dad threat ever. Oh, you want to be something? You're going to be a lantern flying up in the sky before you're
Ooh,
a
it sounds like
shark.
the Reading Rainbow book story or the Reading Rainbow song.
You're going to be remember what we were you're going to be a mosquito.
You're going to be
before you're a shark.
Mosquito. Yeah. Yeah, we were a
Do you remember
dog.
that? Yeah,
We were
a
a
dog.
mosquito.
What was the other one?
There
There was one more animal, I thought.
Yeah, there was another one. Was it like a
It was a fox.
Fox.
It was a
There
fox
we go. It's
getting
fox.
hunted. Yeah.
Eating the chickens. Yes.
Yeah.
So if you're wondering what we're talking about, if this is the first time here, we read a book called You Can Be a Shark.
Yeah. You are a shark.
You are a shark. Yeah, that's how definitive it was.
Yeah, you're
You
like,
were a
oh.
shark, they said. But when we got through the book, we never were a shark. So go back to the archives, uchoosepodcast.com, listen to that one, and you'll understand our disdain for You Are a Shark, which is second to only Dinosaur Island. There you go.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'll give You Are a Shark this much. At least it wasn't a blatant ripoff of a movie.
No. Yes.
You know.
Yeah. Darn you, Edward Packard. Well, anyway, So this one is Famous and Rich. It's a Which Way book that came out in the 80s. I think this one I think it's 82 or 83. And these are just basically Choose Your Own Adventure knockoffs. There were so many of them
Oh yeah,
during this time. 1982. That's when this one came out.
82.
I know. Crazy.
Man, honestly, nothing moved faster than a business trying to copy another business in the 80s that was making money.
No, like you said,
You know?
Robots, He-Man.
No, yeah.
It was just crazy.
They say that nothing moves faster than the speed of light. I digress. I disagree and say no. The GoBots moved faster than the speed of light.
The speed of light.
Yeah.
Robots that transform? Well, here you go.
Oh yeah, we got that too. We look at that. We have that too.
Like snaps a car into like 4 different pieces. Here you go.
Oh
Put that
man.
back
Some cigar chomping toy executive went in there and broke a car into pieces and said, "Now it's a robot. Make it work."
Kids will love it. Just sell it like that.
He's like, "Johnson, you have 12 hours to be able to make this car turn into a robot. Otherwise, it's your job. You hear me?"
What?
If you want to blow your brain, look up the original Ironhide Transformer.
Really?
Oh, yeah. You could tell that was a midnight crunch. They were like, "We don't know how to do what we're doing. We don't know."
I kind of remember that the prototypes, there's like a tank. It was like an
Yeah.
early version. They were really, really bad.
Oh, yeah. Prototype He-Man, the prototype He-Man figures were hilarious. Remember that? The Viking guy?
The Vikings, yeah.
And then the guy with a tank for a head, or tank head. You're like, wow.
Oh, yeah, tank. Oh, that's what it was. I'm sorry. It was He-Man with the tank head. Yes, I was wrong.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But that makes the story that you just said probably more likely. They're like, we want figures. You got 1 hour.
Yeah, that's a 3 a.m. choice. That was a 3 a.m. Like, if I don't bring them a few things to pick from, I'm going to be homeless. So it's like, here, tank head.
He just rips off the head of the action figure, puts the tank part on. There you go.
Dude, look up tank head He-Man. You're going to be like, oh, man. Dude, in that meeting, the phrase "kids are dumb" was uttered at least one time.
Oh, at least. Probably more.
Kids are dumb. Anywho, I digress. We're getting off topic.
We're not dumb. We're famous and rich.
We're famous and rich. I'm a shark who's famous and rich.
Now, to clarify, if you're new, when we go through this book, this is the second time we've gone through. So what we'll do is when we get to the first decision point, we will make an executive decision. But just a heads up, this one, the first choice, we had 3, not 2, 3 options. So you will still get to choose. You just won't get to choose one of the options that we chose last time. So
correct. We'll just eliminate one of the choices, like real life.
Yeah, like real life. Yeah, life kind of eliminates some of those choices.
Sometimes, if you wait a little bit, it solves itself.
It does. It does.
So shall I start this one, or?
Yeah, I'll start this one, and then
All right.
have you take over.
Sounds
Someone
good.
new is moving next door to you. You watch as men unload all sorts of interesting objects from the van and carry them into the house. After the van leaves, you walk over to meet your new neighbor. He is sitting alone on the porch, moving slowly back and forth on an old-fashioned porch swing. You immediately like the old man's face. He has a long gray beard, deep blue eyes, and a voice that is strong, yet soothing and kind. You talk for a long time about life and dreams in distant places. As you sit next to him on the swing, you feel yourself becoming hypnotized by his gentle voice. You are about to drift off when you suddenly become aware that he has asked you an important question. Pardon me, you say. I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. Your dream, the man says. What is your dream for the future? That's easy, you answer. I want to be famous and rich, just like everybody. Yeah. Of course. Ah, says the man, famous and rich are not what they seem. Why, you ask? Because for everything you earn, there is a price. For everything you achieve, there are dues you must pay. But surely the result makes it all worthwhile, you say. You have always imagined that being famous and rich would be the most wonderful thing in the world. Sometimes it is worth everything. Sometimes it's worth nothing. Always remember happiness does not come with riches, nor contentment with fame. Well, you say, I'd sure like to have a chance to find out. Do you truly mean what you say? He asks. I most certainly do, you answer. Then you shall have that chance, the man says. Very slowly, the old man turned his back to you. You hear him mumble strange words, and you see him moving his hands in weird circular motions. His body quivers, his head shakes. Finally, he turns to you and asks, do you want to be an explorer, a movie star, or a detective? All right. So last time we chose detective. So your two options this time is an explorer or a movie star. So let us know in the chat, and we will go with whatever choice you pick. So I like how they include this weird. He turns his back, and let's see, what was it? Let's see. Mumbles strange sounds, move his hands in weird circular motions. His body quivers and his head shakes. It's like he's having an out of body experience or something.
He's just up to some no good behavior. Frankly, stuff that could probably get you arrested, sir. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Behave yourself.
Luckily, this is 1982.
Exactly. We're not quite jaded enough yet.
Yeah.
Like, that's a 1992 cynicism, not a 1982 cynicism.
Exactly.
Yeah, but then again, just be careful of strangers willing to give you riches and make you famous.
Yeah, that you hypnotized you, it says.
Oh. So what are our votes coming in here?
Let us
Last
know.
time we picked a detective, didn't we?
Detective last time. Yeah, we picked detective. Jesse says go to the saloon. So in true Jesse fashion. But
in true Jesse fashion, not a choice.
Not a choice.
I admire that though.
And we're not at the saloon. I guess okay, so his second vote is be an explorer. It's like
no idea of a saloon. No.
Be an explorer of a saloon. Okay, well, you never know.
Well, we'll give it a second and see if we get another vote here to contend with this exploration.
Exploring the saloon. We'll see. Who knows? We might go end up in a saloon. You never know. Unless we're in a movie, a Western.
If I had a nickel every time that Jesse mentioned going to a saloon, I'd have 4 nickels.
I'd have 4 nickels.
All right. Explorer it is.
4. We're an explorer this time.
You are in the pilot seat of a twin-engine propeller plane. There is a copy of Time magazine on the floor because you're cultured.
Oh, yes.
You are amazed to discover that your picture is on the cover.
What?
The headline reads, famous explorer sets out for mysterious island. You are flying low over the South Pacific, searching for a remote and uncharted island that you have reason to believe exists in this area. You spot a mountain on the horizon and are sure that this is the island for which you have been searching. Suddenly, the plane sputters, and you are horrified to see flames burst from the engine. You know that you have no choice. You must grab what you can and bail out. Mine and Lee's philosophy in 2020. Grab what you can and bail out.
Just bail. We're going to Dinosaur Island, probably.
Oh, man.
Page 9.
Jesse goes, but are we rich?
But are we rich? Yeah.
We're on Time magazine. What do you want?
It says famous and rich, not just famous.
Oh, it doesn't say famous or rich.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's true. True.
Turn to page 9. You grab your emergency kit, which includes a self-inflating rubber raft. That explains what that is. I was wondering what that was.
Oh, okay.
Some rations and medical supplies. Then you open the cockpit and jump. As you pull the ripcord on your parachute, you can see the island in the distance. You estimate that it is at least 25 miles away with your amazing 9-year-old distance estimating skills.
Yeah, exactly. Our correspondence course in mileage calculation, we were number one.
You're like, well, based on the horizon and the sun, the position of Polaris, and the fact that it has peed my pants, that's probably 25 miles away.
Because I'm 9.
Because I'm 9 years old and I don't know what distances are, especially on the open ocean.
Yes.
As soon as you hit the water, you disconnect your parachute and pull the cord that inflates the raft. Then you climb in. Not the other way around, you dingus.
Climb in
Don't
and
be
then you.
Yeah, don't be climbing on that thing and then inflate it. You look around and see that your parachute is still floating on the water. If you try to retrieve your parachute, turn to page 15. If you take the tiny paddle that is secured, by the way, that's the name of Jesse's a cappella group in college, Tiny Paddle. That is secured in the right, and immediately try to direct yourself towards the island. Turn to page 16.
Okay. So Jesse, he measures in pants links, 17 pants links away.
Hold me closer, Tiny Paddle. That's funny.
Tiny paddle. Oh, Al is in the chat. So Al will probably get killed.
Al's just trying to kill us.
He says retrieve our parachute.
Hold me closer, Tiny Paddle.
Tiny paddle. So like,
hold me close.
Is that a sequel to Tiny Bubbles?
Ooh, yes.
So
we have a split vote here between Tiny Parachute and Tiny Paddle. So we need to do a Uchoose coin flip.
All right, let's.
What coin shall we use today? Is there a Bitcoin in there?
There's no Bitcoins.
Oh man,
but
it ain't real.
Well, let's just do a Sacagawea dollar. We're gonna inflation's hard. We're gonna go from a penny to a dollar. So all right,
here we go.
So heads parachute, tails tiny paddle.
Yep, I agree.
Tails tiny paddle.
Tiny paddle. Jesse wins.
Jesse,
that coin flip was intense.
Yes, it was. You like that flick? Got some.
Like that had a Rankin Bass tear sound effect going on to it. All right, so we are doing So we're doing Tiny Paddle.
Tiny paddle. We're going back to college with Jesse. We're going to revisit the hits. All right. You paddle for many hours because the paddle is tiny. You're exhausted.
Tiny paddle.
Yeah, tiny paddle. Finally, you see the island on the horizon. Later, as you near the island, you discover that there is a mammoth bed of seaweed between you and the beach.
Ooh.
Seems to go on forever. If you fear that you might get tangled in the seaweed and would prefer looking for another approach to the island, turn to page 24. If you want to take a chance and paddle through the seaweed, turn to page 25. All right. So do we try to find a path, or do we just go through the seaweed? Let us know in the chat. Or you grab a fork and just start eating that seaweed.
He fears the weed. Is that a weed? I'm calling the police.
I fear the weed.
Remote control.
Yeah.
Hello, police.
Hey, I got a customer for you.
I saw Lee with the weed.
The weed. got them weeds. All right. So I guess Jesse says fear the weed. Does that mean we find another way around it?
I believe that would be a vote for that. Yes. So that's how I would slant that one.
All right.
Let's wait for some more votes to come pouring in. Drowning under an overturned canoe in a seaweed patch builds character.
Oh, man. Well.
Oh, boy. Adds to the body count in the ocean for sure.
Oh, Paul is in the chat.
Paul's coming in over the top ropes.
Top rope with the smashing elbow.
Well, Paul is on a whole different time zone. We got to give Paul some credit here.
Oh, he is. All right.
Isn't Paul in Australia?
No, that was Mark.
Oh, okay. I got my Pauls and my Marks turned around.
Yeah. Mark's in Australia. But Paul, go through whichever.
Ooh.
So I assume go through.
Go through the seaweed.
Okay.
What page was that again?
25. That is page 25.
25.
That would be you.
Here we go.
Take our chances.
You paddle into the seaweed and are amazed at how easily your tiny paddle slips through it. Soon you reach the shore and pull the raft onto the beach. You are securing the raft on dry land when you feel a rope slip around you. Huh? Am I still rich? Am I famous?
Am I famous?
Stunned, you turn around to face a man and a woman. Who are you, you ask? It is we who ask the questions.
Oh,
That's
wow.
What you say. That's what Al tells you, by the way, when you visit him at his house. Yeah.
It is we.
You ask him how he's doing. Yeah. Says the man, say nothing more until we take you to Mark, the leader of our group.
Not the Todd.
Mark. Turn to page 43. Oh, here we go. The artificial hopping around.
Oh, Paul is from Idaho.
So he's not in a different time. Wait, he might be in the mountain time zone.
In mountain time zone, yeah. So 43.
43. That seal does not look healthy. 43. You stand before Mark.
Oh, Mark. Sounds scary.
Not Mark.
No, please.
He is dressed like all the others in articles of clothing that have been woven from palm fronds. Except his weaving is not as good as the other people, and you can see through his clothes. Why have you taken me prisoner, you ask? Don't you know I'm rich and famous?
Oh, I'm just famous.
I'm just famous. In our situation, it is necessary, says Mark. Many years ago, 30 people were shipwrecked and have found a haven on this island, he explains. For months, we spent every waking hour in constant efforts to find a way off the island. We built signal fires ready to be lit at the first sign of a plane or ship. We made SOS messages out of black volcanic rocks set in the white sandy beaches. We did everything in our collective powers to be rescued. Gradually, about half of the group came to the conclusion that they liked it here. Half, by the way. Only half.
What about the other half?
We killed them. Lord of the Flies style. Woo!
Woo!
Kill the pig. Smash its head. I was like, oh, that went south quick.
Yeah, that did.
Here there's no pollution except the half of the people that we killed who didn't want to stay here.
It didn't.
The air is sweet and clear, and the birds are our music. So you have no entertainment.
Yes, you're bored.
The stars at night are miraculously bright, deep in the heart of abandoned island. For there are neither cities with lights nor layers of smog to wipe out the beauty of the night sky. The noises here are the noises of nature. I can hear Gene in the forest taking a big, hot number 2.
There he is now.
The sounds of nature. And the scenery has not been tampered with by the poor taste and bad judgment of modern society. He's a former architect. He's like,
this guy's a little bitter.
Who the hell paints a building teal?
Teal, come on. Wow.
Our lives are sweet and simple and clean. We have no crime. And we have no overcrowded housing because we have no houses. Problem fixed.
Oh, wow.
Turn to page 44. The only dangers to our lives are infection, animals, potential war, typhoon, insurrection, or diarrhea. Those are the only things.
Scurvy.
Cannibalism, stray coconut hitting me in the head, suicidal tendencies driven to us because of no viable population on the planet, on the island.
My wife, when I don't find enough fish for the day.
Yeah. Basically, I'm a threat to myself.
Yes.
The only dangers to our lives are the wild animals that our ship was transporting to a zoo in the United States, but we have learned to live with them. Coco the gorilla is quite friendly. One day,
Their
I
sign language
suggested exactly. Turns out lion is delicious. Who knew?
goes great with coconuts.
One day I suggested that we stop seeking rescue and that we make our peace with our surroundings and that we create a new and kinder life for ourselves and for our families. And I thought, let's make a cult.
Why
The
not?
group that agreed with me began to destroy the signal fires of those who wanted to be rescued. We removed the SOS signs from the beaches and used the rocks that spelled SOS to kill the other people.
The other people.
And now, sadly, we have split into two groups, each so opposed to the other that we constantly battle. We do not kill one another, but my group is pledged to sabotage any efforts that are aimed at rescue. We must ask that you abide by our rules here if we are to allow you to remain free.
Wow. We're
Wow.
getting enslaved here.
He's like, I will tell Pete right here, Pete, to smash your head in with a rock if you don't.
If you don't comply.
This got dark.
Wow. Yeah, this is getting dark real fast.
Why don't I know, Al? Is there a conch shell in this story?
Yeah. Wow.
Uh,
Soapbox
uh,
cult leader in Palm Foods.
and soapbox. This has nothing to do with being famous and rich.
I know. This has
It
nothing to do
doesn't.
with being famous and rich.
Oh God! Welcome to Waco Island.
Waco Island.
Listen, round here we drink the blood of a pig. We don't ask no questions. Just drink the blood, and everything will be fine.
Just shut up and drink your blood.
But why don't you? I don't like my blood. You'll drink your blood, and you'll like it.
You're going to
Drink
like
that
it.
blood. But why don't you let the others be rescued, you ask? You would not have to leave the island. You could stay behind. Because once we are discovered, even if we remain, civilization would not be far behind. Soon our island would be turned into a resort. People would see how beautiful this paradise is and they could not resist it. We would awaken one day and see concrete and glass condominiums dominating our beach. Our way of life would be destroyed. Our way of having constant diarrhea would be destroyed.
Destroyed. He's very confident in his island.
You must make a decision now, Mark continues. You will remain free if you agree with our ideas. Otherwise, you will be our prisoner. There it is.
There it
Welcome
is.
to
Join or
Tommy
die.
Island.
Yeah.
If you think about your family and friends and cannot imagine giving them up forever, turn to page 65. If you think you could live this tranquil life for the remainder of your days, turn to page 67.
Wow. Join the cult or don't join the cult.
One of us.
Us.
Google gobble. I don't know. I don't know what's happening. I just want to be rich and famous.
This is not how I remember Gilligan's Island ending.
Listen, you either agree with us or I kill you.
That's your two choices.
How can you have any pudding if you don't drink your blood? I don't want to drink my blood, Daddy.
Don't touch the Kool-Aid. Yep. Al's right.
Man,
So
I agree with Al. But on this island, the Kool-Aid touches you.
Yeah, you don't touch the Kool-Aid. The Kool-Aid touches you. Man, this is wow. This is an interesting way this story went. This is
Like,
I'm famous and rich. Yeah,
I
exactly.
just wanted to be rich and famous.
Didn't want to be a prisoner on an island. What? How does this happen? I'm rich. Leave me alone. Oh wait, I'm just famous.
Excuse me, Mark. Maybe you don't know how rich and famous I am.
Yeah.
On that crash plane, there's a Time magazine with my face on it.
Do you know who you're talking to, Mark?
Mark. I don't think you do. Pokes his chest. Next thing you know, you're throwing in a volcano. I'm rich and famous.
I'm on Time magazine.
Do we got some votes here? What are we doing?
Let's see. Yeah, let us know in the chat. Join the cult or don't join the cult. That is the question. Do we or don't we?
I just think that like
Mark's a dictator.
there's got to be a halfway here, right? Why is it
Oh,
join or die?
Here's Mark. Here's the national anthem Mark came up with. Okay, comrades.
He's like, Mark's like, those Russians are onto something.
I think we found.
We have a firm no cult vote from Jesse.
Okay.
In the cult, no cult, Jesse says
no cult. Jesse says no cult. So, all right. So, I guess if we're not going to join the cult, we're probably going to be a prisoner. Turn to page 65.
65. Do it.
All right. Okay. We're going to say no to Mark. Mark and Todd must be friends.
He's like, here's my best friend Todd.
Yeah. He'll take you to the prison. All right. The thought of remaining a prisoner is repugnant to you. Deciding that you have very little choice, you break away from the group of people and start to run. Oh. Logic tells you that the opposing group is probably living on the other side of the island. There is only one problem. This is a volcanic island, and its center is made of a huge mountain.
Of course.
66. As you run, you can hear the men and women of Mark's group closely behind you. All right, here we go. If you choose to climb directly over the top of the mountain, turn to page 89. If you think you can make better time by going around the base of the volcano, turn to page 90. So do we go over or around?
Do we go to the top or do we run around the base? And I mean the volcano.
Like they phrase it. If you choose to climb directly over it, like you're just going to take 2 steps and boom, you're done. It's like not quite that easy.
I mean, I could see trying to go up the top, but now, that's going to slow you down. And if you run around the base, then we're just doing a Three Stooges bit. And then they're going to stop halfway and run the other direction, and you're not going to know, and you're going to run into them, and then it's just nuts.
Oh, here we go. Jesse says, over the mountain. I didn't get famous and rich by being a detective.
And Al says, around. We don't have the calves or cardio to go up.
Oh, right. Well, hey, if you're listening, Paul, you can break the tie because we got a vote for around and we got a vote for over.
Ooh, if Paul comes in over the top ropes like the Idahoan Ultimate Warrior that he is,
we'll break the tie.
Break that tie. Otherwise, we got to flip us a coin. Oh!
Round, we get around.
Getting Beach Boys on us. I don't know if we can do that here.
Let's see. Around, page 90. Oh. Did you change his mind?
I don't know what the BTO is.
I think it might have been a over the top, like the Ultimate Warrior. Okay.
We're going to go over the top.
89.
89. I think our calves. Here you go.
Can we take it? We probably skipped leg day.
We're 9.
Explorer. We didn't skip leg day.
We're right. That's true. You start to climb. Still, you hear Mark and his people behind you. Ahead, you see a small ravine covered with some skimpy bushes. The bushes are like, hey,
what?
Don't call us skimpy. What?
Yeah.
You're 9, bro.
Stinging.
Skimpy bushes. If you hide in the ravine, hoping they will pass you by, turn to page 115. If you try to make it to the top and across to the other side without stopping, turn to page 116. So do we hide or do we just keep on trucking, as they say?
Eddie, we've got another. We're using, instead of crevasse, we're saying ravine.
Ooh, there's a lot of ravine happening in here.
Cleft. We have every name for any type of depression.
They have avoided the word crevasse, though.
Crevasse, yeah.
I do applaud that.
That's ravine. We're upgrading.
Exactly. To crevasse or to ravine?
Hide like a man, Al says.
Hide like a man. You hide like the coward you are.
You yellow belly,
You show that yellow belly.
So I guess we're gonna hide unless I have a word for depression. It's called midlife.
It's true.
All right. So Al says hide. So we're gonna hide in the ravine unless we get a couple more votes here.
Oh, we have to keep going.
Keep going. Uh-oh.
Oh,
Hike.
2 keep goings. Here we go.
All right. We're gonna go to the top. We're gonna make it to the top. We
Over
need
the
our
top.
music. We're gonna go to the top.
Turn that hat backwards. Knife hands.
Turn that backwards. 117.
You're like, look at me,
All right.
Mark. Now I engage super mode. Uh-oh.
Super mode. Yeah. Power up. My
Eats a handful of mushrooms you find on the ground. Gets sick.
powers on. Starts hallucinating.
Yeah.
You continue to climb even though you're breathing hard and your heart is beating triple time. The noise of your pursuers grows faint, and you're thankful that you're in peak physical condition. Just as you reach the top of the mountain, you hear a low rumble as if a freight train were passing by. Holy cow, you think. It's an earthquake. If you remain where you are, turn to page 133. If you run for clear ground, turn to page 134.
What's happening?
What in the world? This is weird. I don't understand it, but hey, it's all good. Run. It's a genie. That's what Jesse says.
Plant my yellow belly in the ground so they don't see it.
Yeah. So, do we just stand there and watch the earthquake, or do we run for clear ground and join Mark? I don't know. Al says, stay where you are and wait to see cool lava up close. Well,
Ooh.
Look at that.
So we got run. 2 votes for run. Fly, you fools.
Fly, you fools. We're running. That is
so
page.
What was the run?
Yeah, 134.
134. Knowing that the quake could cause trees and rocks to topple over you, you make a run for the clear ground ahead. Suddenly, there's a huge jolt, and you feel the ground crumble beneath your body as you begin to slide. When the earth stops shaking, you find that you have rolled halfway down the mountain. Your body is cut and bruised, but you are safe. You feel very lucky to be alive. The end.
End. yes. Yes.
This is not an end. It's not.
I don't know. It doesn't. Do we join the cult? Do we find the other faction?
Nothing resolved. Nothing.
What the?
This is a classic Witch Wave, though.
I don't know if this is a win or this is a fail. It's kind of.
I'm going to call it a fail. We may have lived physically, but our soul died. Yeah, that's a fail. Yeah.
This isn't an ending. No. Wow. I'm not impressed with that one.
I think the Witch Way books were like, we don't care about any sort of plot resolution whatsoever.
No.
Just get to an end. Any end.
And this is one of the endings that they came up with that they thought was oh wow.
I bet you in this book there's maybe like one real conflict resolution ending.
Probably.
Jesse, can we go back to the lava? Jump.
Well, let's just come up with 5 or 6 different storylines and throw them in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jesse's right. That was lame. Yeah. Go back to the lava, please. I want to die a painful death.
Yes. Can I go with the eat lava, please, for my next choice?
Alex.
Well, that is famous and rich.
Yeah. We're still not rich. Still not famous. This is, we've gone through it twice now. And I think I guess the detective was famous, but we certainly weren't rich.
No, I didn't feel rich.
Oh, well. All right. Well, let's go to our next book, which is Mystery of the Maya. This is a choose your own adventure book by R.A. Montgomery. And this one, Eddie, as far as I know, this one has the most endings out of the entire series. Has 44 possible
Wow.
endings. So, as far as I can tell, this one holds the record. We got a lot of options here. We might become rich and famous. Who knows? We might even become a shark.
Yeah. If we
Well,
become
yeah.
a Christmas ornament too, my mind's gonna be blown.
Become a Christmas ornament.
Is this Christmas in
44
Maya?
options. Really, one of them is a shark or rich. So this is number 11 in the series. So this is still
Yeah, that's
pretty early on.
early.
This one came out originally in 1981 and then
Yes.
reprinted in 84. I think this is
Look
one
at
of the
these
reprints, but
great illustrations too. Look at that.
oh yeah. Yeah, you can tell this is like the old style. So
Yeah,
all
I
right.
put some work into this one here.
It did. It did.
Cover art by Paul Granger.
Yep.
And this was this written by Edward Packard as well?
No, this is written by R.A. Montgomery. He did a lot of the
Oh,
early ones though, too. So
okay.
but he's one of the early writers for this series. So if
Well,
you want to start us off, Eddie.
I will, with a disproportionate young girl head on top of a.
Yes. Yeah.
Here we
We're
go.
this one. So this is a little different, not stereotyping, but they tended to lean more towards the
Male
guy.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is cool to see like a female lead here.
Yes.
You are a writer on assignment to. It'd be totally like 80s insensitive. You are a girl writer on assignment to travel to. What? They were trying to be inclusive, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
You are a writer on assignment to travel to Mexico to explore the ruins of the Mayan Indians. See right there. See that they said Mayan Indian. That's not even racially, culturally sensitive at all.
No, it's 1981.
I know. We're like, what? We're good. Kids are dumb.
Write the story.
Write the story or you're fired. Your editor in New York hopes you will gather enough information to write a book about why the Mayan civilization collapsed. It's a tough assignment. No one really knows what happened to the Mayan people. Several thousand years ago, the Mayas were a powerful people. They lived in the jungle and along the coast of the eastern part of Mexico, now called the Yucatan. They were excellent mathematicians, astronomers, and engineers. Like the Egyptians, they built enormous pyramids. They surrounded the pyramids with other stone buildings and temples and observatories. No one knows how they were able to drag the huge blocks of stone many miles to the building sites. We all know it was alien tech. Don't be playing these games.
Come on, just admit it.
The Mayas were successful farmers too. They were able to turn jungle into farmland. It seemed they could do anything except fly. Sorry, that was me. Then suddenly, as if an electric plug had been pulled, the Mayan civilization collapsed.
A man named Mark showed up and demanded that they join their group.
A man named Mark with his weird ideas on cityscapes came up, and then they all fled. Todd followed shortly.
Yes.
Farms were overgrown. The jungle took over. The glory of the Mayan people had vanished overnight. What happened? Some say a plague killed many people. Some say there was a horrible war. Others believe the cops failed. The crops, not the cops. I'm sorry. I'm getting old. The crops failed and the Mayan people starved. Were their gods angry? Was there a sudden lack of water, or was it something really strange, like visitors from another planet taking their leaders away? No one knows for sure. The failure of the Mayan civilization has been a mystery for 800 years. It's now your job as a 9-year-old to find out what happened. Your plane has just landed at the airport outside Merida, capital of the Yucatan, and the largest city near the ruins. Stepping down from the plane, you gaze out on low, flat land with scrubby, dull green jungle. The jungle's like, hey, you're scrubby and dull.
Yeah, come on. We're really plant shaming because we plant shamed in the other one too.
The yellow sun is hot and the air is clear. You take out a small brown notebook and jot down your first impressions of this strange land. Good thing you packed your brown notebook.
Yes. Yeah, not the
You
green
felt,
one. Brown.
no, leave that at home. You felt your felt tip pen squeaks across the page as you describe tangled jungle, the sticky heat, the brilliant sun. The job ahead, that person is interesting looking. The job ahead of you is a big and difficult one. Historians and archaeologists have tried to solve the mystery, but no one has really succeeded. You were told by your editor that a guide named Manuel would meet you at the airport. A short, dark-skinned man dressed in white pants and a brightly patterned red, yellow, and blue shirt greets you. I hope it's before Labor Day.
Yes.
Hello, my name is Manuel, and I'm to be your guide. Welcome to Mexico. His skin is like copper. I hope this book does not make us sound more racist.
Yeah, we probably
His
will.
large nose and sloping forehead remind you of paintings and stone carvings you have seen of the Mayas. I am uncomfortable. Suddenly you realize that he is one of the descendants of the ancient Mayan tribes. How did you realize this?
Because we're 9.
We're 9 and we're going off of facial
Facial
1981.
That's funny.
Oh, God. The civilization may have collapsed 800 years ago, but the people live on to this day with my white observations of my white eyes.
My 9-year-old white eyes.
My 9-year-old white eyes, which was the opening track of the Tiny Paddle a cappella group.
Yeah.
My tiny white eyes. You like Manuel immediately, and you feel that he is going to be a great help in your search. May I suggest that we visit Dr. Lopez at the university? He is an authority on the Mayan civilization. Or perhaps you would prefer to just go ahead and visit the ruins. If you want to visit Dr. Lopez, turn to page 5. If you want to go to the ruins, turn to page 11.
Okay. Let us know in the chat. Do we want to go visit the doctor or do we want to go visit the ruins? But yeah, I like how on this they were talking about the jungle. It was dull green jungle and scrubby. Then later on, we describe it as a tangled jungle. So we're pretty descriptive of plant life.
Is it scrubby?
Is it dull? Is it tangled? What is it?
And then we're going describing this poor guy's forehead, and I'm like, ooh.
I know.
Ooh.
Oh, Jesse says ruins. So if anybody else wants to chime in the chat, let us know if we go to the ruins or do we visit the good doctor.
To be fair, Jesse is contractually obliged to yell out the word ruins at exactly 9:24 every night. Yeah.
Every night at 9:24. Yeah. Ruins.
Yeah. He just throws his fist up into the sky. So, ruins. I mean, he may want to clarify.
Paul says doctor. So we are split.
I think Paul is invoking that. Is he doing some Robert Palmer now? Doctor, give me the news. I got a bad case of generalizing people that aren't my ethnicity.
No. I don't want no scrubby. A scrubby is a guy who can't get no love from me.
There we go. We're going full song lyric commentary here. So we have one for ruins, one for doctor. And if we don't get a tiebreaker,
this is now the You Choose the Lyrics podcast.
I know, right? Welcome to the You Choose Lyric podcast. You may have to flip a coin here, Lee. And might I point out, if we do, to pick the Mexican peso.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Al voted ruins?
Oh,
okay. All choice ruins as well. All right. So that's page 11. That'd be me. Going to the ruins.
Al is also contractually obligated to say ruins.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
You and Manuel drive to your hotel in Meridia. Once you arrive, you stand at your window, looking out over the rooftops and palm trees to the scrubby jungle and plains that surround the town. Why do we call everything scrubby?
Are the plains scrubby too?
I guess. Now we're like, hey, Those jungles are scrubby. You know what? Those plains are scrubby too.
Scrubby. Someone learned a new word today, didn't they?
Yeah. Well, remember in the other book, we were plant shaming too. We called the bushes scantly, was it
Skimpy.
skimpy? There we go.
Skimpy bushes and
Scrubby.
scrubby.
Wow.
I can't handle this.
Yeah. Broad avenues lined with large trees, spacious squares and carved fountains, and large haciendas behind high walls characterize the city. Merida was founded by the Spanish after the conquest in the 16th century, and old churches and fortresses add to the Spanish flavor. Manuel comes to your room and invites you to dinner. Tomorrow we begin, he says. We can travel to the ruins. They are very beautiful. You ask him which one you should visit first. He tells you that Chichen Itza is the youngest.
Chichen Itza.
Chichen Itza is
There
the
you go.
youngest and largest site of the Mayan ruins. The central points of interest are a huge pyramid which dominates the area, a domed observatory sitting silently near the jungle, and the deep water hole or cenote. There, too, is the famous and feared ball court. In ancient times, the losers of the ball game also lost their lives. Uxmal, while smaller than Chichen Itza, is far older. The stone used for the building there has been cut and carved in delicate patterns. The temple of the magicians in Uxmal is smaller than the temple at Chichen Itza, but is impressive as it rises out of the jungle. It's up to you, Manuel says. So, do we go to, is it Chichen Itza?
It's a Chichen Itza.
Chichen Itza. Turn to page 16. If we go to Uxmal, turn to page 15. So we got two choices, the old pyramid or the new pyramid or newer. I think, did you do any of these on the Paranormal Dads episode?
No, and we need to. We've talked about doing South American pyramids, so we're getting into that on the old Paranormal Dads podcast. Hey, if anyone likes paranormal stuff, check out the Paranormal Dads podcast.
Exactly.
I help make. But yeah, though Chichen Itza is an interesting place, and yeah, it's a fun word to say once you get the words. It's
get it.
Oh, dude, yeah, if you didn't, when you see those words together, you're like, huh? It's like seeing Scandinavian names. You're like, how many consonants are in this?
Yeah.
We got page 16.
16.
Oh.
Paul
says 2. Cheech.
All right. So page 16. That be you.
All right. I do love Jesse here. What? Spanish flavored 9-year-old race. That's funny. Chichen Itza, page 16. The highway to Chichen Itza runs through flat, scrubby land.
Again.
Hey, put up the scrubby counter right now.
Oh, yeah. What are we up to? 4?
Oh, gosh, for sure. I say 6.
Want to do 6?
Scrubby plains. Yeah.
We'll do 6.
A few houses or huts line the road. I'm surprised they didn't say scrubby huts.
Huts.
Hashtag scrubby huts. Then you see it from the bus. It almost jumps out of the low-lying jungle. El Castillo, the giant pyramid, looms above you. Around El Castillo are broad avenues leading to other stone buildings, to courtyards, and to the evil ball court where Mayas lost their lives if they lost the game. One avenue leads to the cenote, or giant well. This deep cenote that sinks 30 feet from the ground level to the surface of its water has taken the lives of many sacrificial victims. Don't be throwing people in the well. That's how you poison the water hole.
Poison the water hole. Like Woody.
Someone's poisoned the water hole. A few tourists mill about. A group of about 20 people stand quietly at the base of El Castillo. You ask Manuel what they are doing, what they are waiting for. He gives a knowing smile and says, soon you will see for yourself. Look up at the top of the pyramid. This is where we get scared.
Yes.
Your eyes follow his pointing finger. The top of the pyramid is glowing with a bright red color. Where is it coming from? Watch, my friend. This is worth waiting for. Then you see it. a large spacecraft. Yeah!
Here we
I
go.
knew it. I knew aliens were coming into this. A large spacecraft hovers over the pyramid, shoots out a transporter beam, and waits. What does it mean, Manuel? What happened? What's happening? You are frightened. You are frightened. These Mayan ruins are contact points for other planets. That group of people has been chosen to leave Earth for the planet Merganatic. Merganatic?
Morganatic, yeah.
Merganatic?
Morganatic, yeah. I can do that. Yeah.
You believe in UFOs, but now that you have seen one, it's frightening. Manuel, this is incredible. Why is that thing here? You see, Earth is a difficult place, a testing ground. We have wars, sickness, many problems. These other planets have none of these problems. When Earth people are ready to give up the fighting and the greed, they can go to another planet. You may join them if you wish. He waits for your answer. How do we get to aliens so fast?
I know. Like half a page. We go
This-
from visiting ruins to
These
scrubby
books,
jungle.
these guys could not help themselves. They wanted to do a Paranormal Dads podcast. They were like ancient aliens in every book. Go, go, go. Earth is a difficult place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like how they just throw it in there. Earth is a difficult place.
What should you do? On one hand, your job is here and now on this planet, writing about the Mayas. Yet the chance to go to another planet may never come again. If you decide to go, knowing the danger of never returning, turn to page 27. If you decide to stay and finish your job, listen, Mama didn't raise no quitter.
Yeah.
Turn to page 28.
We got a long life. We got a long ways to go. We're 9. We've got to earn that retirement.
You're like, but will there be hashtag scrubby huts?
I know. So at the top of the page 16, we're going through flat, scrubby land. Then all of a sudden, it just switches halfway through the page to alien spacecraft. I don't understand it.
I don't know. Al's coming through strong and hard with his Buzz Lightyear. We're doing lots of Toy Story references now. Someone poisoned the water hole. Now we're going to infinity and beyond. Let's see if we get some more votes here.
Look, Earth is a difficult, scrubby place. Yes, exactly.
Never give up, never surrender. That was an MC Chris song. Paul Sweeney. I played that today in the car.
Oh, wow.
Scrubby Jungles
matter. Okay, right. Just go to space. All right. So 27.
There we go.
All right. One by one, the group standing at the pyramid enters the spacecraft by the transporter beam. Halfway to the spacecraft, their bodies begin to glow. No one seems to be afraid. Gaining confidence, you step into the transporter beam and are carried up into the spacecraft. No sounds are heard as you shoot up and away into the far reaches of the universe to the planet Merganatic. Your quest is over. The true answer to the mystery of the Mayas is here in the spacecraft. The Mayas left the Earth because it had become too dangerous a place to live. You are one of the people chosen to escape and start again. What a chance. The end. Wow.
Man.
See, that's how you end it, right?
That's an ending. Okay, listen. I mean, we went from talking to a scientist to being beamed aboard an alien spaceship in no pages. In what, 3 pages?
Yeah.
But I swear, Choose Your Own Adventure books seem to somehow segue into that a little more smoothly than these other ones do.
Paul, hope you like butt probes.
Yeah, that's one thing we left out. We left out that part, didn't we?
Yeah. So this is just yeehaw then for this one. We won that one.
That's what we say when we get abducted.
Mark. Mark made it.
He missed the adventure. Mark, you did miss the live adventure. Rewind this sucker when we're done and watch it over again, man.
Yeah. Well, you didn't miss much on the first one, Mark, but this one by aliens. So
this
I
went.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, in the Which Way books, it's like, so you're a kid and you're making lunch. Which one do you want to make? Do you want peanut butter and jelly or you want a turkey sandwich? You're like, I guess I'll do a turkey sandwich. You go a turkey sandwich. The next page. So a dead man is in front of the fridge. What do
you do?
And your mom is being held hostage. You're like, how did this happen?
What?
I was making a sandwich.
Get a sandwich.
And then you turn to the page. It's like, luckily you've negotiated the thing, and now you're back in third grade class. The end.
The end. There you go. Like nothing happened. There's no ending. There's no beginning. There's no ending. It's just a bunch of choices.
It's like, dude, that's what it is. I feel like Which Way books are like an alien's idea of what a choose your own adventure book is.
Well, it's like the Mad Libs of choose your own adventure. That just doesn't make sense. We're just like, okay, put a page in here about a sandwich, and then over here some lava.
Got lavas and sandwiches and Time magazines. You're good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should have just had a Pop-Tart. Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, it's okay, man. Just like I said, rewind it and start over and watch it with us, and then next time. But yeah, Mark is coming at us from a whole different part of the world, so
literally,
I get it, Mark. Yeah, no, for real.
Yeah.
I'm
glad you're here, Mark. I appreciate it.
We got an ending. We didn't die. Not only did we not die, we went to a utopian alien planet that may or may not have to have us compromise some of our not being probed values.
Yes. Well, if I know Eddie would have been running up that pyramid. Take me with you.
I'd have been full sprint. I do have the calves and cardio for that. I'm like, take me with you. I would. I full bore. If I saw an alien spaceship, I'd be running at it.
Full. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Mark. Yeah, Mark was. Yep. We're doing well. We finished 2 books, but we'll be doing this one next week. Or 2 weeks.
We will.
So come back in 2 weeks. We'll see if we'll get abducted again and go into some scrubby huts or scrubby jungle. Our scrubby counter made it to 6. So
some hubby scruts.
Hubby scrups.
8:30 Central time here in the U.S. If you're watching us overseas, every other Monday night. Tonight is what? April is it 5th today?
6th.
Man, I don't know what day it is.
February 6th.
April. Did I say April? February.
April.
Oh my God, I'm falling apart. February 6th. I'm not an alien in an Eddie body.
Yes.
Or am I? 2 weeks. Or am I? 2 weeks from now, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, and you can join us on the adventure.
Yep. You can go to uchoosepodcast.com, check out the old episodes, get in touch with us, all sorts of things. Buy merch, whatever suits your fancy. And we need to get something scrubby.
I'm already pretty scrubby.
Yeah, there you go.
I'll clean that up.
Well, hey, thanks everybody for listening. And until next time, you choose the adventure. See ya.
Good night, everybody.